Hello, I'm gonna show you how I decorated my Christmas tree this year with some things that I DIY'd, and no, it's not too early for this video. I love having Christmas trees and decorating them, but my family isn't really into the big real trees, so I just got this little one for my room. I've always wanted a white Christmas tree because I feel like anything goes well with white, and that's why I decided to customize some of the ornaments myself. I got my tree online from Walmart.com. It's 18 inches tall. It's really tiny, but the perfect size for a tabletop. Here I'm comparing it to the size of my head. It's so small. And it was under $10, so that's probably why the material of the leaves is kind of shitty. But that's okay because I was able to decorate it a lot and make it a lot prettier. Since my tree is so tiny, I got the smallest string of Christmas lights that I could find. I got this box of 50 lights from Target for $2.50. They're clear mini lights and the wire is white, so it blends in perfectly in the tree. Making sure that I'm starting out with the plug end of the lights, I begin wrapping the wire around the tree upwards by kind of twisting the tree and also fitting the lights in between the branches. Even after I got to the top, I still had a lot of lights left, so I began to spiral it back down to the bottom and mainly focusing on filling areas of the tree where I felt didn't have enough lights. It's a very simple process, and when you plug in the tree, it already looks 10 times more festive than it did before. I got this 20 pack of Doris glass ball ornaments from Amazon. They're 35 millimeters, super tiny, but the perfect size for this tree. They have this iridescent sheen to them, which is really pretty, and you could totally hang them by themselves, but I decided to paint them with nail polish. I went with purple. It's not a Christmassy color, but it's my favorite color. The nail polish is by Sinful Colors, and it's number 929, Let's Talk. The first step in painting ornaments is to remove the tops, and they should just pop right off. Then taking the nail polish, put the brush aside and pour the polish straight into the mouth of the ornament. Then start rolling the ornament to cover every blank space with the polish. This can be a slow process depending on the thickness of your polish. You'll know you're done when there's no clear space on your ornament, and then just pour the excess nail polish back into the bottle. I recommend pouring a lot into the ornament to begin with because you can always pour the rest back into the bottle so that you don't waste any nail polish like I'm doing here. To dry the ornaments, I put them back into the tray that they came in, but with the mouth down, so that any extra polish that's still stuck in there will drip back down in the end. This is what they all look like. After I finally finished all of them, I set them aside to dry overnight just to be sure, and for some reason the polish disintegrated the plastic of the tray and it left a huge mess, so please remember to cover your workspace so that you don't ruin your furniture. While the balls were drying, I decided to string the tops of the ornaments. I used this metallic silver ribbon by Galena. It's pretty thin and sparkly, and it matches with the silver of the top of the ornaments. I cut out 20 pieces for each of the ornaments, and to measure them, I wrapped the ribbon around a branch of the tree, and it came out to be about 5 inches, but that really depends on your tree. I also burned the cut edges of the ribbon to seal them and to prevent them from fraying, but that's not totally necessary. Then simply string the ribbon through the hole and double knot the ends, leaving a big enough hole for the branches to fit through. It's better to cut the ribbon longer to account for the knot, and you can just cut off any extra length when you finish tying it. The ornaments are fully dry now. They're a bit lighter and more sheer because the rest of the polish fully dripped out. But the color is still prominent, and I still think it looks really good with the iridescent glass of the ornaments. All you gotta do now is put the tops back on the ornaments. Just stick one prong in at a time, and it should snap back in place. Then do this for the rest of them, and you will now have your own beautiful customized ornaments for your Christmas tree. Now I'm just placing my ornaments onto the tree one by one. Sometimes people only put ornaments on the one side of the tree that everyone can see, but I believe that Christmas trees are a 360-degree experience, so I tried to space them out evenly all around the tree. Okay, I couldn't find a good topper that was small enough for my tree, so I went ahead and made my own. I wanted a star, so I got this pack of smooth styrofoam stars to make a topper. They're plain and white, but I jazzed it up a lot. I used silver 20 gauge wire to make the thing that helps the topper attach to the tree. Thicker wire is better, but I already had this in my house, so I just went with it because I didn't want to buy another one. I measured the wire around the top of the tree beforehand and then wrapped it around something that was approximately the same size. It doesn't have to be exact, you can always adjust the wire if you need to, because it's easy to bend with your hands. I continued to do this until I got about an inch vertically, and then I switched to something slightly thinner so that the wire ultimately creates a cone shape up to the topper. I cut the wire with a bit of excess in case I needed it and continued to wrap it around my fingers. However long you make this cone thingy really just depends on how tall the top of your tree is. When you have a good cone shape, just remember to leave the end of the wire sticking up to attach to the topper. I was gonna stick the end into one of the corners of the star, but unfortunately the wire end was too dull, so I had to use a sewing pin to make a hole in the star instead, because it was sharper. I continued to push it in and out to make the hole bigger so that the wire can fit in it, and my camera totally didn't record this part for some reason, but I wanted to show you how I fit the wire into the hole. To secure the wire, I put hot glue all over the end of the wire and stuck it back into the star one last time. When that's done, it actually looks like a topper, but the star itself is still so plain. To fix that, I decided to paint the star with silver liquid leaf. I poured a tiny amount onto a dish and used a sponge brush to dab it all over the star. You really don't need to use that much as liquid leaf is very pigmented, metallic, and shiny. I chose silver because I like silver and I wanted it to match the tops of the ornaments. But yeah, I just painted this all over the star on every side, making sure not to neglect any corners and to fill every single space that was white. I had to bend the wire out of the way to paint that corner, but that's okay because it just bends right back. It dries very quickly, but I just left it overnight to be sure. I also wanted to mask these bumps and lines that are kind of emphasized by the liquid leaf, so I used one coat of this silver, sparkly holographic nail polish from Forever 21's Love and Beauty line. I just painted it on top of the liquid leaf. It adds a really nice finishing touch of sparkle to the topper, and I feel like it hides the lines pretty well. I just wish I had a way to light this topper up so that it would be sparkling and shining magnificently atop the tree, but unfortunately I don't, so this is okay. I'm really happy with the way this topper turned out anyways, and this is what it looks like finished. It's very sparkly and silver. Since the topper doesn't stand well by itself, I had to put it on top of the tree to dry overnight. And here is the finished result in all its glory. I had a lot of fun getting crafty with this project. It was pretty time consuming, but I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. It just brings a flood of holiday spirit into my room and it makes me so happy. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you got some creative ideas on how to decorate your Christmas tree this year, and I will see you whenever. Bye!